Hi, beautiful soul, and welcome back to the Temple of the Magdalenes. And in this episode, I will go deeper into the archetype of the wild woman that lives within all of us. And so many times she is suppressed, we don't express her, and we hold her back. And actually, she has a huge medicine for us when we allow ourselves to live this archetype. And I will also go deeper into today's energy because we have a new moon today, a new moon in Capricorn. And I have also pulled some cards for you. So let's go into this episode. The wild woman is an archetype that lives within all of us. And it's also such an expression of the goddess. So, oftentimes, when we speak about the cycles of initiation and through which we are being initiated in life, then we always talk about the maiden, the mother, the wild woman, and the crown. These four archetypes. And so we always begin, of course, with the maiden, and the maiden is the spring. Then we shift into the mother, and the mother represents the summer. Then we shift into the wild woman, and the wild woman represents the autumn. And we shift into the crown, and the crown represents the winter. So these archetypes really, really help us to understand our cycle better and also the season, the inner season where we are right now. And for me, especially the wild woman has such a huge, huge medicine. And I know that I was being initiated in the last few months to be more and more and to embody more and more my wild woman. And I feel I'm doing it more and more. I am embodying more and more the wild woman that is already living within me. And now I want to share with you more about this archetype. So, who is the wild woman? The wild woman, she's wild, she is unbound, she is ferocious, she is free, she is deeply intuitive, she is liberated, she's authentic, she's fearless, she's sovereign, and she is herself. She truly allows herself to be herself with all that is. And she is following her intuition so much. Like, she doesn't hold anything back. She doesn't hold anything back to please others or to calm others. She knows that she can be a trigger for others at times because maybe they are not allowing themselves to follow their heart or to shine bright, to shine their light. And of course, the wild woman can be a trigger to others because she is so in her power. She is so authentic. She's so herself, and she shines her light. And what makes her so powerful is that she allows herself to feel all emotions and to let all emotions be there. And she also allows herself to go through the shadow. She literally embraces the shadow, her own shadow, because she knows that only through embracing her own shadow, embodying her shadow, she embraces and embodies more and more her light, her soul, and her heart. So she knows that this is the way through the darkness, through the shadow, that she's becoming more and more of the light, and she's able to shine her light more and more. And the wild woman, she is not afraid anymore to be judged, to be misunderstood or rejected by others. So this is a huge, huge difference to the maiden archetype in us, because the maiden archetype in us, she is so much more, the brave, the nice girl, like the nice girl who's also brave, and she also has ideas and wants to follow these ideas, and is creative, and she embodies the spring. So she is also, she has also her positive aspects, but a negative aspect of the maiden is that she is not so sure of herself. She struggles maybe with self-esteem, with confidence. And the wild woman, she doesn't struggle with confidence and with anything like this, because she doesn't seek validation anymore from the outside, from others. She truly validates herself. She knows that true validation can only come from herself, validating herself, reassuring herself. Because the other validation from the outside, it will maybe make her happy for 1 minute. And after this minute or after the day, she's like, okay, where's the next validation from the outside? The maiden. But the wild woman, she knows that that's her power. She truly embodies that her validation can never be found on the outside. She can only validate, reassure herself. And that's why she is not afraid anymore to be misunderstood by others. She's not afraid anymore to just share her opinion, her voice, and to be authentic herself. And she knows that no matter how much maybe she tries to say the right thing, maybe she knows that she can never truly say the right thing, because there will be always someone who judges her, who rejects her, who is not sharing the same opinion as her. And she's okay with that. She's okay with that because she knows that it's not about, we have to be all the same and we have to think all the same in the same way. And all of that, she respects also that others have another opinion, another view, another perspective, and are maybe on a completely different stage in life, in consciousness on their soul path than her, and she respects it, she honors that, and she knows her value, she knows her strength, she knows that she's exactly right where she is, and she doesn't have to hold herself back. She's loud, she's expressive, the wild woman within us. She just wants to share who she is. She just wants to shine her light. She doesn't want to shrink herself anymore. Like, she's done with that. She's done with this people pleasing. She's done with holding herself back to comfort others. She doesn't care anymore about comforting others. She knows that sometimes being a trigger for others can be truly a medicine for them, can be an invitation for them to grow, to heal, to transform. And that's how she deals with, others being different, others having another opinion, others judging her. And this is really the difference between the maiden archetype and the wild woman archetype. And what is also different here is that she learned to mother herself. So she doesn't seek maybe, friends or relationships or partnership that fulfill a mother role, that fulfill a parent role, because she learned to parent herself, to be a parent to her inner parts, protector parts, to her inner children. She just knows she can hold everything. She can hold herself through everything, and she doesn't need anyone, another person that is always there for her when she's feeling bad. And that's also a huge difference with the maiden archetype, because the maiden in us, she is more dependent on others. She's more dependent on relationships, on opinions of others, on others taking care of her. She still wants to be taken care of. And the wild woman, she is truly in her power because she takes care of herself. And she holds all parts of herself. She mothers and fathers her inner children. She parents them. She guides them. She is the adult self. And she learned that throughout these stages, from being the maiden, the mother, now the wild woman, and then turning to the crown, shifting into the crown. So she truly learned to mother herself. And the wild woman is not afraid to set boundaries. So also here, maybe the maiden is more, trying to please also others, and comforting others, and being afraid of truly taking up space and setting healthy boundaries. The wild woman, she is so guided by her intuition, by her soul, by her heart, that she is setting healthy boundaries whenever she feels like it. So she's so aligned with her intuition, with her heart, that her heart tells her and her soul tells her, okay, now you need to set a boundary here. This energy, this relationship, this circumstance, this place is not right for you anymore. You have to end it, you have to leave it, you have to shift it, you have to change it, whatever. But she sets the boundaries because she knows that only by setting her boundaries that are aligned with her heart and soul, she can protect her energy. She can protect her power. She can stay in her power. She doesn't give her power away anymore. And so she learned to dance with life. And whenever I tune into my wild woman, and I had also a meditation that I do here that helps me so much to tune into my wild woman and all of these archetypes. And I always see her dancing like she's a dancing queen. She loves to dance, and she dances wildly. She doesn't care how it looks. She just dances also sensually. she also embodies so much her sensuality, her sexuality. She lets her kundalini, her Shakti energy flow through her sexual energy. She lets this energy flow through her, and she embraces this energy. She knows that only through this energy she can be in her power, she can create. And so she is very, very in alignment with her sensuality, with her senses, with her body. And so dancing is a part of the wild woman that sets her free and that keeps her in her power. And I really discovered that for me so much, that I'm in my most authentic, free, expansive self when I'm dancing. Like I dance for my own. I put on some music and I just make my room into and turn it into a club, because I used to dance a lot. I love dancing also in clubs when I was with friends and partying. I always was the first one on the dance floor. And later on, I danced Zumba for a very, very long time, all my life. And yeah, right now I don't have found here my like where I want to go to dance yet. I haven't found it yet, the place for me that feels aligned. But so for me, I love dancing so much that I dance for myself whenever I feel, and I know that it shifts me directly into my power, into my energy. And I now dance more and more, and I have the intention to do it daily, like even if it's only for 10 minutes, but putting some music on and starting to dance, because it is the thing that shifts my energy the most, and I feel the most sensual, sexy, the most aligned with myself, the most expansive, the most expressive, the most feminine. And this is what the wild woman is. Like, she dances, she just dances also with life. That means she dances with all that is. She's not afraid of life anymore, of any circumstance, of any situation, because she knows, again, she's there for herself. She will hold herself through everything. She's always supported, and she is so connected to the divine, to her intuition and soul. She knows she's never alone. And she's so independent, so sovereign, and she just dances with life. She allows life to happen. She allows life to flow through her. And she also burns it all down. Like, this is something that I noticed for me, because I was initiated into the wild woman, more into my wild woman last year, when I was being called to shed old skins, to burn old identities, to burn my whole old life by ending so many relationships, almost every relationship in my life, um, because these were relationships that were no longer aligned with my heart and my soul and who I have become. So I have shifted in a very, very quick time into a complete new identity, into a whole different version of myself. And it would have stopped me from being in my true authentic power when I would have stayed in these relationships. And back then, for some relationships, I knew it for years. I knew it for months, or I knew it for weeks, that it's the right thing to end the relationships. But for some relationships, it was very surprising to me that it was revealed by my soul to me that this relationship is not longer aligned. And so I just followed my intuition, because I could not do anything else. I knew it's the right thing to do, even though it felt so hurtful and painful, and I experienced so many deaths and losses in 1 year. And I've never seen someone else, or never heard of someone else that went through like a process like me, having to end so many relationships in such a short time. So I felt very alone. I felt very brought back to my knees. I felt, yeah, just so being just now myself here, and myself holding me, myself being my home. I also knew I need to leave Cyprus, where I lived before, because it didn't feel aligned anymore. And so I lost every like I lost my whole old life last year. And I think it's not only a loss, it's also a conscious, it's a choice of my soul. And I see it like this. It's a choice of my soul, because my soul is guiding me so much, and I'm so attuned to my intuition, to my inner voice, that I get this guidance. I get these revelations, and I knew I needed to do that. And this is what the wild woman isn't afraid anymore, to burn everything down, everything in her life down that does not feel aligned with her intuition, with her heart and soul. She's not afraid of this, because she knows that she will rise like a phoenix after. She will burn everything to the ashes, her old identity, and she will feel like a wreck, and like, like just being um so sad and so in grief and all of that. But she knows that from this place, facing her shadow, she will embody more and more light. She will rise like a phoenix again. And that's what I love about the wild woman, because she is so brave, she is so courageous, she follows her heart no matter what. Like, when other people would say, okay, this is crazy, I wouldn't do that, because also for me, relationships were always a sense, a feeling of safety. And when all of that is falling away, you notice that you maybe were still dependent on others, that you maybe still had this feeling that I'm only safe with those people in my life, which is not true, because you are a sovereign, independent being, and you are always safe. You are always safe, no matter who is in your life or not. And the wild woman will teach you that. So I really, really recommend you to connect more and more to your wild woman, to this archetype that lives already within you, because she has so much wisdom, so much courage, so much guidance for you, that she wants to share with you, and she wants to make you feel free, authentic, sovereign, courageous, and yeah, just wild and free. And yeah, so the wild woman is for me very, very connected to the element of fire, because she is this fire. She's like, you can not shrink her. You cannot put any boundaries around her, because she wouldn't allow it. She wouldn't allow it that you shrink her, that you try to cap captain her, like to be captive in any way. She doesn't allow it, because she is so free, she's so wild. She doesn't allow it that anyone comes and tell her, you need to do this, you need to be this, and I put this, or I try to control you with that, or something like this. She doesn't give a fuck about that. She really doesn't. She is so, like, you cannot control her, you cannot shrink her, you cannot put any limitations on her, because she doesn't allow it. She's so in her sovereign power, and she doesn't allow anyone to minimize her or to make her feel less than she is. And yes, maybe there are people that try, because of their own wounds, try to make her feel less, try to you know, put some, make her question her intuition, make her question her perception. Maybe people try to do this because of their own unhealed wounds and topics. But she doesn't allow it, because, again, she stays in her energy. No matter what, her energy is her power, her intuition is her power, and she knows that only her intuition is telling the truth. So she doesn't depend on, the opinions of others, the truth of others. She relies on her own heart, which is always telling her the truth. And so she's very connected to the element of fire, releasing what no longer serves her highest good, alchemizing everything that is no longer serving her highest good, energies, relationships, circumstances, places, whatever is not in her alignment, in her highest alignment, she burns it down, she alchemizes it, and she releases it. So she's also connected to the autumn, as I said before, to the season of autumn. She is shedding her old skins. She releases what no longer is serving her highest good. And I feel, maybe that's why I was guided by the Magdalenes, by the goddess, to talk about the Wild Woman archetype, is because this archetype is not only important for me right now, but it's also important for you right now. And I feel this year, as it has in numerology, the number 1, which is all about being in the creator of your life and taking your power back, taking your energy back, being sovereign and having sovereign boundaries as well. And truly being, because the 1 is the archetype of the warrior who is always courageously following his heart, living his purpose, and planting seeds for the next cycle of the next 9 years. And the warrior is a leader. So this year is going to initiate all of us to be a leader first and foremost to ourselves, to lead and guide ourselves, our own inner children. Because also here in this year, what can be triggered are the parts of you that are still not healed. So also inner children, inner protector parts will come up, and you are being called to lead and guide yourself through all of it. And as I said, the wild woman, she holds herself. She holds all of these parts of herself. She takes care of them. She takes care of herself. She's mothering herself. And this energy might be also relevant and important for you this year. That's why it's coming up. And now I also want to share more about today's energy, as we are in a new moon today. We have a new moon in Capricorn. And my beloved Capricorn, because I am a Capricorn, my birthday was on the 9th of January and I turned 30. So Capricorn is all about getting clear what you really want. And most importantly, bringing some structure and planning into all of that. So it has this sometimes it can be like a strict father energy, but Capricorn is really this energy that asks you to be honest with yourself, to look really deeply into what is currently not aligned with you, and where are you trying to maybe be positive and shine bright, but actually there are parts of you that are not willing and don't want to be positive, and to look after those parts of you that are not willing to shine bright right now because they are still in fear, they still have some things they hold on to. And Capricorn really asks you to be honest with yourself. Where are you not in alignment with yourself, with your highest self? What is not in alignment currently in with your highest self? And also right now, because we are in this 1 year and the numerology number 1 year, to get clear about your goals is now, you are now being asked to get clear about your goals, ambitions, desires, and what it needs to manifest them. So you might not need to start now creating everything because we are still in winter. It's more the energy of spring, and in March after Ostara, when nature also begins to bloom again. And now it's still winter, so you can take this time to rest and starting to planting seeds for what you wish to come. Get clear about your goals and what it needs you to manifest those goals. And ask yourself, what is your part in this co-creation with the universe? It's a chance to align today your intuition with structure, because as Saturn rules Capricorn, it's about discipline, it's about structure, it's about planning, and bringing some of this masculine energy in, this healthy masculine energy where it's about, stability. What brings you right now stability? How can you create more stability in your life? Also, the root chakra is very important right now. So maybe also balancing your root chakra if you feel ungrounded, unstable right now. And looking how you can align your goals with, like, goals that are aligned with your heart, of course, and desires that come from your heart with structure. And Capricorn is really inviting you to build something that lasts. So Capricorns are always trying to building something that lasts. So they are not looking for, a vision of 1 year and then after that they don't know what to do. Capricorns, they are building something. They have a vision. They build something that is supposed to last and wants to last. So also here looking more for how can you plan long term? What is your vision long term? How do you really want to live? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Or when you look at this next cycle that we are now into, where do you see yourself within the next 5 to 10 years? How do you want to live? How do you want to get there? And what do you need to stay in your energy? That's the most important. What do you truly need to stay in your energy first and foremost this year? Because this year, as it is the number one in numerology, it also asks you to really step into your creator, to be reborn again, and to nourish yourself. So also here, sovereign self, doing that for yourself, nourishing yourself, holding yourself, caring for yourself. And I also pulled some beautiful cards for you from my favorite deck of all times. It's the Rose Oracle. I don't know, from Rebecca Campbell. You might know it. It's my favorite one. And of course, it's my favorite one with this podcast also here, the Temple of the Magdalenes. So it's all about the rose and the rose lineage. So one card I pulled is for you the reunion. Soul recognition, collaboration, partnership, and friendship. So this might be also a topic for you right now. And just know that your soul family is coming in. Trust in that. And we are coming together. It's like that. When you are just here with me in this new podcast, it's also a sign for you that we, as the Magdalenes, as the priestesses of the divine feminine, of the goddess, we are coming together again. And this is so beautiful. Like, it's so, so beautiful to know that, like, to know that we are not alone in this journey. Even sometimes it feels like that. And I have pulled another card, which is the Fertile Void, Inner Winter, Rest, Patience, Potency, Secret Beginnings. So you are still in the inner winter, in the fertile void. And the fertile void asks you to be patient, to honor that now it's a time to still rest, and to plant the seeds for what is to come. So it's only about planting the seeds. And under the ground, there's so much happening. There's life already happening. So your creations will come to fruition. But right now you're being asked to replenish, to rest, and to honor the winter that you are still in, to honor also the secret beginnings, because it's already beginning. It's already beginning. And another card is the Mystic Rose that I pulled for you, which is all about compassion, devotion, humanity, humility, and grace. And it shows here Mother Mary. And this card is always for me this card that asks you, how can you be more compassionate to yourself? How can you have more compassion for yourself? How can you mother yourself? This is what this card asks you, and maybe also ask working with your inner children, with protector parts. And the last card I pulled for you is the Temple of the Rose, Ancient Power, Expression, Activation, Scarlet Coats. Also here, a beautiful, beautiful sign. We are coming together, the Temple of the Rose. And also here, this card asks you, how can you express your authentic voice? How can you express what really wants to come through you? Like, your highest self wants to express itself through you. And ask your highest self, how, on a daily basis, how do you want to express yourself through me? And be creative, express yourself. It's all about expressing also your authentic voice and being the artist. And yes, bring it into form. Whatever it is that wants to be expressed through you from your highest self, from the divine, bring it into form. And yeah, the other card says it, be patient. Don't rush it, because also this is Capricorn energy. Sometimes I felt that a lot of forward energy. Like, I felt very pushed, and I know it's also like, because for me it's just a rebirth. Like, I feel so much this energy right now for me, but I know we are still collectively in a winter. We are in January, and in January there's not, the true astrological year starts in March, starts on Ostara. And that's why we can just slow a bit more down and honor ourselves. And at the same time, we can start to plant the seeds and start maybe smaller projects, whatever you are being called, just express it, because if it's a calling right now, it wants to be expressed. And even if it's only for you and not for anyone else, just use this creative energy that is already there. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. It was so beautiful, and it was just flowing. It was just coming through so much, and I'm so grateful. I love this space so much already. The Temple of the Magdalenes podcast. I love it so much. It's just so beautiful, because I know that just so many soul aligned people are listening to this podcast. So there's this deep soul alignment, and I love that. And also, if you feel you want to go deeper into creation, manifestation, abundance, I am offering right now my La Dolce Vita course until the end of January, until the 29th of January, for half of the price. And La Dolce Vita is all about creating your sweet life and really shifting your identity into your most abundant self. And I will gift you also a meditation, which is called My Most Abundant Self. And this meditation is also part of the course of La Dolce Vita. And the course is such a powerful space to truly shift your identity, to shift into your La Dolce Vita, into your sweet life, and to live it more and more. And here it's very important to say, it's not only about, everything is sweet and pleasant. The sweet life, La Dolce Vita, means also to embrace all of life and to allow life to happen fully, to receive life fully. And yes, if you want to know more about the course, you will find also another video linked below. And yes, I'm so excited, because I also love this course so much. I recorded it last year, and I decided to launch it again, because it was it's just so powerful. And yes, I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for being here. Thank you, my sister, my brother. And yes, I can't wait for our next episode. So much love.